got a military.
One second, chat. I just realized drops are enabled, and I'm like, oh goodness, we can get crown crates too while we're doing this. I'm just updating all the things and letting people know that they can get drops. Even if they don't watch me, I want to make sure that they get all the stuff that they can. Just editing my titles real quick. Make sure I pull up the right intermission. How's it going, everybody? Sorry about the delay here. And what was your gamer tag for Breeze? Probably saw you also. I was like casually, I didn't have a whole lot of work to do today, so I was just kind of casually, meandering around. And been setting myself up. I just jumped onto a pillar here so I could set up the stream. In the midst of combat, I needed somewhere to go because the nearest respawn points are all the way back here. How's it going, Azure? Whew, what a day. How's everybody else's day been going? And make sure that you are getting towards your drop. Let's see actually what it was. I did not. What is the drop? What is the drop? What is it? What am I working towards here? An Osboro Crown Crate. Oh, you spoil me, Zenimax. Oh my gosh. Oh god. I'm on an AD. Thought you were doing some AP farming. I was actually just trying to like you guys ever do that thing where you like try to like multitask? So I was like trying to like walk around like while I still had like while I was like I would like type some reports, walk from point A to point B, type some more reports, we'll go from point A to point B. Sorry, Epic, I'm on a blue. So sorry. I'm surprised that you're not streaming right now. I would think that you would be too. You guys are way better than this than I am. I was just I've just been trying to get AP throughout the day just by casually meandering around. Like in between conflicts. Because what they don't tell you about PvP is that it's about 90% travel. That's what they don't tell you. It's kind of like the Hobbit movies, realistically, is what PvP really is. It's kind of like a lot of hiking, and then you just kind of arrive somewhere, have a big battle, and then you go to another walking sequence again. Exactly. As soon as you look down and get, as soon as you have that, you get steamrolled. Yes, so it made me so mad I stopped streaming. You can't stop streaming. I don't even know where we are in this conflict. Seems like there's red, blues, yellows here. A whole lot of stuff going on at the minute. I've just been so distracted. And then I got even more distracted because as soon as I came out here, I was like, oh, there's drops enabled. I can clickbait people with this by putting it in the title. I mean, granted, it's accurate. There are drops that you can get. How do you get event tickets in this event? It's actually relatively simple. You just have to do either a Cyrodiil or a Battlegrounds daily quest that you can get your 2 event tickets like that. Your other 1 event ticket that you can get per day is by doing your Imperial City quest. I would encourage you to do multiple quests at a time. Like, I would go do a full week's worth of the Imperial City, unless you plan to farm the Imperial City. Certainly, I think farming the Imperial City is fun. But if you're not, well, that's why you had to pay attention. But if you're not like actively farming, the Imperial City, and you don't want to have to keep taking breaks to go there, I would just bang them all out at once. Make my screen bigger. Yeah, those town quests are good too. But I mean, like, even if you just like pick up the quests that are like, at the Alliance Keep, it'll be so easy. Because like, people think that you have to finish off somebody. Oh, fucking God. People think that you have to actually kill somebody to to get like progress towards the kill however many people quest, but that's actually not true. You just need to like contribute towards their death by buffing people that are fighting them, damaging them slightly. Jesus God. Yeah, just contribute. I guess we could just respawn here. There we go. And I starting my stream a little bit early because of the Deadpool movie comes out tonight, so I really wanted to go see it early. Because every time I load up Facebook, Discord, or anything throughout the workday, it was just like, oh, this is what's going on in the Deadpool. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, calm down, fellas. I don't want to know what's going on in the Deadpool movie. Let me just go see it real quick. And then we can come back to this point and we can re-explore this. I don't want it to be spoiled, especially because it's one of those movies that I think will have like big implications for the MCU as a whole. So I'm like, I want to actually see what happens, not read about it on fucking Facebook. Because AI decided to write a bunch of articles. Which, like, by the way, I've seen so many AI written articles on Facebook that just bait stupid things. Like, it's getting to the point where I'm like, is Facebook even real anymore? Is there like real people that exist on this platform anymore? Or is it just people who are like, we'll just keep pumping out these random rage bait articles. Some of them, it's like, do you guys ever get those on Facebook where it's like, so-and-so died, and you're like, oh, they didn't. They're literally still alive. Like, what? We will definitely be doing a big boy stream this weekend, because if the drops are enabled, the people will be a-coming. Especially because I could do it at a more opportune time, because I found, fun fact, the majority of my audience does not live in the US, which was shocking to me. But I guess when you consider the fact that the world is a pretty large place, I guess it kind of makes sense. I was just kind of surprised that over 50% of my people live either in Europe or Australia. So it'll be nice to do a time zone that's a bit more comparable to them, because I think in England right now it's what, at like 11 p.m., 5 or 10, 11 p.m. And then other places it's probably closer, like, oh, Lord only knows what Australia is like. What is it, like the deep future? What is it, like morning time right now for them? I have no idea. Shift my monitor over. Does anybody here right now live in Europe or Australia? Maybe I'm like completely whiffing on when I think that you guys actually watch streams and whatnot. 7 a.m. Oz. Does that mean that you are awake at 7 a.m. in Australia? Are you Australian? CC Cat? I was pulled over by a police officer when I was a kid. Well, a kid, I was like a teenager, obviously. You can't be like a child and be a driver. And I was working at Kmart back when they used to exist. And it was so funny. So I like pulled out of Kmart and I had just gotten off like a 12-hour shift, had to unload a truck, which is like the worst part of working in retail is like unloading trucks that, are hot as hell in the back of them, summertime. Pull out, it's like 10 p.m. Forgot to turn my lights on. This cop pulls me over, and I'm like, what the hell did I do? And I remember he pulled me over. He walked up to me, looked like just like a normal person, and he was like, it's illegal to drive without your lights on. And I was like, what? Wait, what? I thought I was delirious. I was like, I am so tired that I just imagined that this police officer had an Australian accent, or this guy genuinely has an Australian accent in the middle of Maryland. I don't know which is more likely, but I'm just gonna roll with it. He didn't give me a ticket or anything. I was just like, look, I just came off a 12-hour shift at Kmart, which is clinically the most depressing place on earth because they used to make Walmart look like Target. Before now, Walmart just looks like Walmart because all the Kmart shoppers migrated over, and so he did give me a ticket, which was nice. Hopefully that was a good Australian accent for you guys too. That was pretty spot on to what I heard that day. I think. Granted, I was tired. Plug in my phone. Need to sleep. You stayed up till 7 a.m.? What is it? Well, I guess it's Friday. What the heck? Although I guess that, you could be working any different type of shift too. Have any of you guys tried the method that I talked about in yesterday's video yet with their bags of glory? I plan to heavily invest to try to get the Ebon Steel legs and chest because it's a ridiculously good looking BP, and I want to make sure that I have it in the old repertoire. And this is the eternal conflict in Quagmire. For those of you who are unfamiliar, it's basically a three-way fight inside a Quagmire. So that way you can like continuously kill each other in a heightened area. I don't know if I'll stay here the whole stream, just because now it seems to become a bit derailed. We could go do some battlegrounds. We could do some other things too. Imperial City. We go do quests in Coral. All the highlights, all the Midyear Mayhem. Good to hear that another True Blues in the house too. We'll have to comment on that. Hope your guys' Thursday is going well. Is anybody else going to see Deadpool today too? I guess technically it's Deadpool 3, but Deadpool. Is anyone going to see Deadpool as well? Before it gets all spoiled on the internet. Because after I see it, I'm going to whip up a live stream, and then I'm going to tell everybody what happens. Saturday. You're going to wait till Saturday? Hey, Jake, I've been in the Quagmire queue for 30 minutes. Hopefully, it will speed up here, because it's completely gone off the rails. But I think today, so far, I was able to rack up 2.285 million alliance points. That's not Not too shabby, especially while multitasking. We are 6th in line for the throne, which would be miraculous. Although I was thinking about this the other day because they obviously they're gonna revamp PvP to be more exciting and have more something in Q4. It's a PvP update. I don't want to say too much because that's technically all we know. Um, so from there, it's kind of like, okay, Q4 is going to be a PvP update. But I was thinking about this too, because like, what is the hardest thing that you can do PvP wise? I mean, Emperor, Drone, wielding. You could get some of the achievements that's like deal a more billion damage in battlegrounds. Like that's really like the hardest achievements that you could get realistically. Like all of the other achievements are easy. So the what you can do is relatively straightforward. And I became the Emperor, and I'm probably not even in like the top 20%. I'm probably in the top 25 percentile for like PvP players, right? And I have all of the PvP achievements except I've never grinded out a single character. This is the closest I have to a 5-star general. I plan to get him to 5-star general this event. But like think about all the stuff that you can get for PvE, for example. You can get crazy mounts, titles, you can get, trifecta content. Like there's so much content and rewards behind that content. It's like actually insane. And I'm hoping that they kind of look at that when they're like, oh, how do we want to redo, all of the stuff going around here? Like how do we want to balance our PvP gameplay with things like Infinite Archive? Like how do we want to do that? I think that's how they have to do it. Like isn't it crazy that you can get in the top 100s of Battlegrounds and it's just kind of like, oh, you're in the top 100 for Battlegrounds? Okay, neat. Like there's no like, oh my god, like if you were playing any other game, being in a top 100 leaderboard would feel crazy. Like there's like millions of ESO players, right? And let's assume that, obviously they're not all playing, but even if there's still thousands of ESO players, like that's pretty crazy to think that just like being in the top 100 is not like anything. It's either A, rewarding, or B, anything that would make you go, oh my god, I'm in the top 100, I'm about to get some crazy reward. You're just like, oh, I'm going to get a set piece that I'll never use. That's, I think, the piece that they really need to look at is the reward structure. I want to rack up 4 million AP and stash it until update 43 when the scribing stations come out. I would just say rack up much AP as you can. I mean, I've gotten almost 2 million today, I think. Where am I at? Oop, oop, oop. 2.4 million. I actually started, I think, only with like 10,000. I usually bank my currencies to see how much I can get, so I'm going pretty good. Oh my gosh, that's why you you guys ever do that where like your hotbar button for your I can't multitask. Should have used my other build. That's a little less button friendly. But blinks and teleports, like where you, so like I always say I want to start off my rotations with a Daedric curse, but then every so often I'll accidentally blink instead, and you just throw yourself off things that you don't mean to pretty consistently. I've done that quite often. I will say though, if you're a sorcerer, I would recommend being a stam sorcerer right now. I had that thought when I came in here of like, why am I wearing this? It is a little bit more mobile, and because fights, I think when fights generally include a bunch of people, I think it's better to just have a more mobile setup versus a, something that's a little more damage heavy, because you're going to be surrounded by people. So yeah, you might kill somebody, but if you can't get out or you can't be mobile enough to, be around on the battlefield, I think that could be pretty negative and detrimental. This setup is relatively, how would I describe it? I would say it's relatively moderate in that it's pretty good at everything, but it's really not amazing at anything at the same time. I want to get out. Go to the... What do you guys think Q4 is going to be, by the way? I think it's going to be some sort of hodgepodge dueling system, but I also feel like they might do nothing new except new achievements. Bro, do not tell me about the torque. All right, I have tried. I have tried to get the torque so many times. They've not even given me a single torque lead, not one. They haven't given me one torque lead, and I am not a PvE player. I do it with my friends because they like to do it because they like these fruity achievements. Mind you, you can only wear one achievement at a time, and I feel like people just wear their biggest achievement that was the hardest. It's not like you're gonna wear like an achievement that's called like Fruit Basket because, you know, it sounds like you're a fruit basket. But you'd be like, oh, well, the Fruit Basket achievement required you to kill like 50 dragons in 10 seconds and have like a more billion DPS. You'd be like, no, I'm going to wear a title that it sounds cool. Or, you know, you may want it does your hardest, but you're only ever going to wear one. And these, you got all the leads for the torque in one day? How many runs did you do? Yeah, but like, how many were you doing that method where like to get the leads you like just reset after the first one so that it's fast? Like, was that the play that you did? Like, you would just do one and then reset it and then go back again? Because I know some people who've talked about that being the best way to get the leads. But man, I feel like when I really want a lead, I never get it. I just don't. But then if I'm like getting farming for like a shitty thing that I'm like, I just want to make a video on it, like that one with the one that makes you look like the Greyhound Fox from Oblivion. That would took me like 2 dungeon runs, and I'm like, oh cool. So the one that I have like no need for, and the only reason I even needed it for that video is I basically just showed a single frame of what it looks like when you're looking through the wall, and that was it. Like, that was the whole thing. If you could buy the if they put in the Infinite Archive vendor the leads for the torque, I would clickbait everybody and say this is the greatest vendor that ever existed. Get here right now and buy all of these. It wouldn't even be clickbait because it would be true. It is the most painful mythic to farm in human existence. How's it going, Big Daddy Mango? And thank you to the 54 viewers we have across Twitch and YouTube. Thank you guys for coming. I know it's a little earlier than we normally do. Usually we're here at, I was planning to do 6 to 9 p.m. Just because that's like gave me enough time to finish up work and stuff. But then I was like, ooh, the Deadpool movie. I got my tickets for like 7:20 p.m. So I wanted to get as much streaming time in as possible. Show off some stuff about, you know, Quagmire. Answer any questions that you guys had about Midyear Mayhem. You guys have answered some questions about tickets. I also now realize that I completely missed Neffler subscribing on Twitch. I'm so sorry, Neffler. I hope you're still here and you can forgive me because that was 14 minutes ago. My alert box just does not go off every so often. Because if you ever want to get into streaming, don't use Streamlabs ever. Just don't do it. They like half of it is broken, but you don't know it's broken until you start using it, and then you're so invested in it because you've paid for it and you've like done all these things to like, you know, tweak your mic, tweak your webcam, and blah 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 blah, so that you're just too invested to ever want to switch. So I'm so sorry about that, Neffler. If you don't see or don't hear me, I will shout you out at the next video because I feel terrible. Got a stream and drops are enabled. Hype. And you can check the progress. I believe it's in the top right corner. There's like a little icon. And then from there, it'll say like drops. And then you can see the progress towards them. I need to keep. Sorry. I like try to not answer questions while swinging. Does anyone know if they added an armor into Cyrodiil? I truthfully do not remember if they did or didn't. Can't remember. Because I think I might switch to the Stam version of myself. That's better and more of the one-on-one gameplay. I think I might want to switch to. Versus this is more of like a mobility, you know, prance around type build. A little Happy Feet type build. It's revived, man. That's AFK. Thanks, Jake. 1 hour of watching to get the drop. Yep, if you... I did not realize you put the word die there, but that's probably pretty accurate. The reason why it's difficult to PvP for me too, and I have to just figure out how to get around this, is that I'm playing on a monitor, so like, no, it is accurate. So there's what's it called? Capture card that connects my Xbox to my computer screen. So I'm watching on my computer screen, but there's like a half-second delay, and like, ESO already just like a built-in 2-second delay, so it doesn't make it any better. Honestly, if you're using the torque, just use the same abilities that you would have used when the Templar was first released for PvP. It just runs cleanly. It's the same with the sorcerers too. Just fall out with an old sorcerer build, bag, stam, anything. The torque is just good. It's kind of like, what I like about the torque is, I feel like I can pull it up and show people while we're waiting for action. 1 second. Let me pull this up so everybody can see what we're talking about. Somebody watch. I can't see the screen, so somebody tell me if I'm getting shot. Just start spamming chat. Torque, ESO, Mythic. Not the shitty torque, the other one. There's 2 torques. Twerks, not twerks. Hang on. Alright, we're good. Alright. 1 second. I just gotta set this to be my window. It is this bad boy right here is what we're talking about. The Torque of the Last Alien King. Reduce the damage taken by 15%. Adds 1337 weapon and spell damage. Adds 500 magicka and stamina recovery. But it disables all other item set bonuses. So basically, it's just like almost a free loadout. Now, this doesn't affect passive, so you could still, you know... How the hell did we die? What the fuck? We got killed. We're gonna get resurrected. Like, goddamn. Like, not even in the fray. We're just, like, chilling on this wall. Trying to talk about the mythics. Gosh dang it. So, anywho, what people forget about this is that you can still pair this with, like, light, medium, heavy passives, different type of class passives and whatnot as well. All of that still stacks with this mythic. So you can still have a bit of freedom when it comes to putting this together and making it a good build. That's why it's so popular. It also is just like a, you know, Oaken Soul gives you a lot of buffs, and so it gives you a lot of freedom to not have to do anything super specific with those buffs. This is even more. Like, you could just throw this on and turn your brain off type thing. I think that's why it's so popular about people, I should say. It is true. The Night Blades will be out in force. That's fair. The nice thing about Templar is that Templars don't play differently than any other class does. Let me see if I can pull up like a generic Templar build for you. Watch the screen for me. Tell me if I'm getting killed. Just start typing panic in chat if you see somebody try to bomb me. Also, please don't bomb me while I'm doing this. This is not full. Huh. Not quite the skills that I would use for a Templar, but this is Deltia's. Oh, let me switch you over. This is what Deltia recommends for a Templar. This is your front bar, dual wield on the front bar, and then these are your skills. Toppling Charge, Solar Barrage, Living Dark, Puncturing Sweeps, Radiant Glory, and Crescent sweeps. I don't know why I was thinking of croissant. I know why I was thinking of croissant. So I'm watching a lot of queso while I work, listen to them, and food was in my mind. I also haven't eaten yet, so that's why. Here we have the croissant charge. Now this is channeled focus on the back bar, extended ritual, elusive mist, a resolving vigor, honor the dead, and then swarming scion on the back bar, which is interesting because I actually also use swarming scion on my back bar. I just didn't know that other people did that. Sometimes I like to use the Sigic Order back bar. I feel like that also is pretty good to put on the back bar too. My twerk build has the main 3 heavy, light, waist, rest medium, all tri-stat, ice stat back bar, front bar. It's nice too that you can pretty much just wear anything. Like you don't have to put a whole lot of brain power into it. Here come the siege weapons. Oh, right as retook the keep. Woo! You know, the other thing I was thinking about too that ZeniMax at any point could change and / fix is the mounting in combat. Hear me out. I think that you should be able to mount in combat as long as you've not taken damage recently. I feel like that's a fantastic idea. Send that to the top people in charge because that would solve a lot of people's stress. like, look, I can't mount right now, and there's, well, no, I can, but it's like there's nobody nearby. There's nobody even living nearby causing a problem. Everything had been dead for like 10 minutes in my mind. 10, not 10 actual minutes, like 10 in-game minutes. And I'm just chilling there. Can't mount because there's enemies nearby. It's like when I try to fall asleep at night and it's like there's enemies nearby. I can't fall asleep. But then it's just my cat looking over me saying, no, not until you feed me again. What is it with pets trying to get extra meals every day? Does anyone know? Is there a scientific fact to this? Are they like what's an animal that just eats? Do alligators do that? No, alligators don't do that. What's an animal that always eats regardless of if it's hungry? I think if you've attacked someone and they didn't die, you are still consigned in combat even if they're pretty far away. I think that is what the problem is. That's why I think that they should tweak it to as long as you haven't taken damage and like 20, 30 seconds, you can remount again. Actually, what? I am in not. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm still wearing the Thieves Guild build setup that I have. I'm like, I am not hitting. Is there, please tell me that there's an armory station. Inside of Cyrodiil, no. The queue for this is so long. I'm like, man, I just have not been hitting very hard. Oh my god, please tell me that there's an armory station inside of Cyrodiil, please. Oh, hallelujah. Now we just need to go die. That is so embarrassing. I've been like looking at my skills. I was like looking at what's equipped. I was like, this just doesn't feel right. That's embarrassing. I should have noticed earlier too when I was using it. But it's hard too because it's like when there's so much people around killing each other, it can get pretty lost as to like how much damage you're actually doing. That's so embarrassing. Hang on, maybe these guys will be generous and kill me. Thank you, fellas. Yeah, it's all the way. It looks like it was up here. Oh my god. Well, at least now I can switch to the stamina one, because I was like, yeah, I kind of want to play the stamina Sork. I just did not realize that I was playing the I was playing the deep build. We could have seen him through all the walls, Like we could have crouched. I wonder, does that work for PvP? Does it say anything about that? Oh, just guards and witnesses. But truthfully, I mean, like, aren't other players witnesses? You know, who's to say that they aren't? Gosh, I don't even want to talk about this. I believe. This is what happens when you try to set yourself up. So this is my actual generic sorcerer build, which is just like tons of stats, good open world, high mobility gameplay. Um, oh, here's the sorcerer one. This is actually a decent Stam Sork build. And then this is kind of my more. Oh, I don't have the shoulders on. I must have banked the shoulder of Valorg's. This is more of a different flavor to like a Mag Sork, but this is my favorite Stam Sork setup. Master's Perfected Daggers, Baitstrand Perfected Ice, Marcelok, Dragon's Appetite, Sea Serpent's Quill, and then Trainee to kind of rope it all in. We will need to go. I think I have the ability to make my stuff a stage vampire. All right, we're gonna go check the bank real quick. Where's the bank? This is the worst part of Imperial City. Is normally you could just be like, oh, I'll just leave and come back. But if you're in a pretty hotly contested campaign, poor Eric here is waiting for everyone to go watch the Deadpool movie because he's still 18th in line to get in the queue. So that's the real risk you have when you come to these campaigns. We're gonna have to bank some. This is how many sets I keep on me at once. It's like ridiculous. Please tell me I have. I do not. All right. We just need to become a stage 3 vampire, chat. It can't be that complicated. We'll get it. See, the thing is, I should have noticed because I was killing a world boss earlier because somebody asked for help killing a world boss, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm not doing that much damage. And it was because I'm wearing thieving gear. There's got to be a cooking pot here too, right? No, there isn't. What the fuck is the cooking pot? Who designed this place? Oh my gosh, it's over here. No load screen. That was. Here we go. Corrupting Bloody Maras. This will make us a stage 4 vampire, but I arguably think that that's better than being a stage 1 vampire for us. The damage resistance will be better. Also, too, you can override this. So, like, now I'm a stage 4 vampire. I can go back to Sugar Skulls. I don't have to use the Corrupting Bloody Mara. Which, can we talk about, by the way, the fact that they made Bloody Maras to give you stage 4 vampire, 505 health recovery. Now, pray tell, what does 505 health recovery do for you when your health recovery is reduced by 100%? I actually did not know that you were Rambo, Eric. Well, I just assumed you were different people. That's good to know. I just want to talk about that for a moment because I think that's absolutely ridiculous that they're like, oh yes, stage 4 vampires. That's exactly what will make you, and the bonus you'll get, health recovery. Okay, the thing that I cannot in any way use at all. Thanks, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Just gotta remember the rotation for this. I haven't played this in forever. It's pretty straightforward. Just missed my Twilight Matriarch. I also have 0 health recovery. I have to keep that in mind as I jump off of cliffs with 0 health recovery. Yeah, having 0 health recovery is actually way more inconvenient than people normally make it out to be. So sometimes it's nice if you're using specific builds that benefit from you having low health. There's quite a few sets that it's like, if you have low health, then you deal more penetration, damage, etc. Those are fantastic if you want to be a stage 4 vampire. And I'm hoping that they do a good, serious vampire rework. Because unfortunately, I don't know. Oh, that's going to hurt as a vampire. Yep, see? Shaky Boy getting his hairline bursted back for mid-year. Assuming Mayhem. You guys should see my knees, too. I played soccer yesterday on turf. That turf was hard as shit. Like, I'm used to turf being, like, it's not like grass, where it's, like, nice. But, like, I have so many scars on my knees right now. It's crazy. As a goalkeeper, I should say. I mean, I'm 6'5", so I'm always going to be stuck playing as the goalkeeper, unfortunately. But it's just stupid, It's like, what the hell? It was such a hard... Because it, like, rained 2 days ago, and, like, the field just felt so hard. It's wild. I do need to get a haircut, though. I'm overdue. Don't make me say that out loud, Richard. Don't make me say that. I appreciate you, Eric. Feel free to leave it up both devices. I only have about an hour left, though, because I had to run to the movie theater. But I will be streaming again on Saturday. We'll be doing a long stream. Because the most depressing part about streaming is like my views like continually go up, either on Twitch or YouTube, depending on what's going on, which is weird. So like if I'm doing an interesting concept, YouTube gets more views over time. Twitch kind of remains stagnant. But anytime there's like Twitch drops enabled, I get like crazy amounts of views on Twitch, like progressively over time. And it's always sad because I'm like, I have to stop streaming to go be a productive adult, which sucks. Like, think about how much more time I could stream if I didn't work 8 to 5, How's it going, Rambo? Man, they really do need another Crown Crate option besides Osborough. I can't handle any of you. I really admired the confidence of that guy to just walk in beaming and get absolutely mollywopped. I can't get event tickets. So have you already gotten them from Cyrodiil? So it's Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds and then Imperial City. So you can do one of these two or you can do this one over here. So this Imperial City, that gives you one event ticket, and then it's Battlegrounds or Cyrodiil. So if you've already gotten one through Cyrodiil, you got to go to the Imperial City. I don't know why they do that. I haven't gotten any from Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds. Are your event tickets full? Yeah, check to see if you have 12 event tickets, because sometimes I feel like then they'll be like, actually, if your event tickets are full, you have 8. Huh. What is this chat? You're gonna make me start my period early? What? I feel like I'm in Riften. It was just, have you actually turned in the quest yet, Reed? Feels so weird being a stage 4 vampire. Like, who is a stage 4 vampire in Cyrodiil, you know? But it's better than being stage 1. God, I cannot believe. Do you get another event ticket after you did the event quest? Did you get an event ticket when you turn in the event quest? Yeah, I think, well, the only time I think that you would use a, that's not something I want to get slurped up in. The only time you would use a stage 4 vampire, I mean, there's some Nightblade builds. I used to have a Nightblade build that was kind of fun for stage 4 vampires. Like, you could sprint sneak, you could, like, bonk. It was a bonk build. You would just, like, run. You use, like, the two-handed ult on people, and you could, like, kill people from full health. It was really funny. That was, like, a stage 4 vampire build. That was kind of a fun one. But, like, generally, you don't want to be stage 4. Like, literally, if somebody lights up a cigarette next to me, I'm getting cooked. I have so many Pelennor rewards boxes in my mail right now. My mail is full. And take it into Imperial City, you just do any of the zone quests that through any of the associated districts, like Temple District, um, Arena District. I can't think of any Arena Districts. Yeah, just do any of the daily quests there. What I would encourage you to do is the Imperial City is like, it's got 6 districts. I just do one for each district and then just turn them in throughout the rest of the week. Because, like, Imperial City farming is fine. Like, it's okay. I feel like it's more fun to actually go and do Cyrodiil or Battlegrounds than Imperial City. This is Xbox, yeah. We're an Xbox gamer. Although, technically, I'm looking at the game through a PC monitor, through a slight delay, so maybe you could consider this a PC gamer moment. Really, it just kind of sauces me up. No, not the good way. Like playing in the past while everybody else is in the future. But we are up to 64 people across Twitch and YouTube, so thank you guys. 6 of my 9 waterlogged satchels sold. That's actually, that's good. I'm surprised at this event. Well, I mean, there's still a decent chunk of people that come back. I think there's a lot of people who are just, like, down in the dumps about the economy. How can you PvP at all in the past? I know, it's kind of like when they use the time stone to, like, go back in time and kill you. That's what I'm fighting. It's not a bad delay. It's just a slight delay. I gotta figure out, like, so in my old streaming setup, I had, like, the PC set, like, shifted to the left so I could still look at the TV, but then I could turn to look at chat. The problem is it's hard to do that with my cords. Is that the only... No, it's not the only camera distance. Like, the camera's on top of my, computer screen. Then I can, like, pick it up and move it, too, if I need to. I just haven't experimented enough with it yet. It was kind of one of those things where, like, I got it to work right, so I was just like, alright, don't touch it. Like, literally, so when I moved houses, I set up in a wholly separate room, set all of it up, and, in the game. I mean, I could zoom out like this. I know some people like to play like this. I just like to be, in the fight. See, I zoom out and I get killed, even though I should have seen him coming. No, but, like, I was setting up in another room, and then I moved studios, because, like, that other room, like, had no good air ventilation, so it got ridiculously hot. Because, I'll give you a fun fact, too. My old apartment, I couldn't turn on the central air when I was streaming because it was too loud, and you guys would just hear a constant like the whole stream, which is why I wanted to put like music on during the streams. But then some of you guys were like, "Music, you," and so I was like, "Shoot!" So then I would just sweat secretly the whole time. It is also not fun to get bombed. Should just gone inside the keep as opposed to out here. It's all the people who are AFK just getting slurped into these things and getting vicious death. But no, that was one problem that I was trying to go around. But this room is much more ventilated. I just have to figure out like where's the best place to put the monitors, the webcam, etc. That's the only other thing that I'm like still trying to figure out. But I have like a policy of like if it's not broke, don't fix it. But definitely for Saturday's live stream, I want it to be a little more easy to use. Because there's nothing more embarrassing than getting cooked on stream. Yeah, we'll see. I think it might be a little better to do like a what's it called stream, like battlegrounds and stuff too, because sometimes it's like there's just so much downtime, and then a lot of like what you have is like situations like this where you have somebody that comes and try to bomb you, and then they just fail, and then they die, and then they respawn, and then they try again. That's like a lot of the conflict sometimes while everything else is going on. Can I switch that to a Vatestrand Lightning? I would recommend staying with Vatestrand Ice, but if you have like a Vatestrand Lightning, it wouldn't be terrible. Oh yeah, being able to zoom out's like pretty helpful depending on like what you're trying to do. Like when you want to record a video, you got to be up close and personal. Like, hey guys, how's it going? It's Jake here. Please like and subscribe. But if you haven't liked the stream yet, do it now. Selfless plug. The only part that I feel bad about is like a lot of times people ask me what swords I use in the comments, and I never remember. I have to literally load up the game and physically look like what swords I use. Like I just don't know off the top of my head, so I have to like look, then comment, and then somebody else will ask again, and then I will 100% forget. It's like back to square one. Which side am I on? The right side of history. The Daggerfall Covenant. Can't you tell everyone's name's Blue? I don't even know. I don't know if on Xbox any of my other characters are in any other alliances, but I don't think so. Maybe I was drunk one day and I was like, I want to join the Ebonheart Pact. I mean, look at these little Ebonheart Pact raps guy just chilling on the rocks. That's what I like to hear, Rambo. Is anyone going to see the new Deadpool movie tonight? I feel bad leaving stream, a little earlier than I intended to go watch it. I was like expecting other people to be like, oh yeah, I plan to go see it. So like, all right, have you ever played Skyrim? Because like I ask people this, like all you Dominion players, have you played Skyrim? Did you play Skyrim and think I want to be the villain in the next Elder Scrolls game, which was technically ESO? Going to see it this weekend. I would see in a perfect world, I would probably see it on Friday or a different day. But my problem is that I live in a world where I go online too much, and I don't want it to be spoiled. So I got to see all the essential movies like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, like in theaters. That way, there's no spoilers, like no emotional moments that are ruined for me. I got to see the Barbie movie in theaters. Make sure that none of the key moments are spoiled for me. None of the music songs, like. Yeah, oh, it's because they already res them. I don't claim those particular elves. That's your future. Those are your offspring, or I don't know how long elves live for. Can elves live for two eras? That's my problem with the Dominion. Like, yeah, they made the queen cool or whatever, but like, she literally created a society that enslaves and prevents people from worshiping their gods. So, like, kind of a baddie. I grew up calling elves knife ears. Too many years of D&D. And the other thing too is like, dark elves. They're in the Ebonheart Pact. It's not like elves are the only alliance in there as well. Like, you could still play any. I can fix them. That's true. There's dragon breaks. Technically, dragon breaks, I think, are the explanation that technically all timelines can exist. Like, a dragon break also explains like how we can all play an RPG differently, but there still be one consecutive timeline. Down with the Daggerfall. I don't know if that means down like I'm down with the boys, or down as in you're going down, son. I don't know. I don't know which version of down we're talking about. Hopefully the good one. It is kind of like the MCU's version of multiple timelines, except I guess no. Technically, the MCU does the same thing where it's like this timeline is now dead. You're like, okay, all right, wow, all right. I was also thinking of a video concept. What do you guys think about a video concept? Which universe is more deadly, the Elder Scrolls universe or the Fallout universes? And I was thinking about it, and if you look at the mortality rates, you could make the argument that people live longer inside of the Fallout universe than they do inside the Elder Scrolls one. It's kind of crazy. And then, I think it's because we also think, like, because I was talking to my friends about this, like, we just assume that the Elder Scrolls universe is more safe, but, like, there's a lot of bad things that happen, like literal gods that try to invade our realm. Like, that's pretty bad. Like, it's pretty bad, that you can become undead in the Sky or the Fallout universe too by being a ghoul, live forever too. Um, like, yeah, they've got death claws and dangerous stuff, but we've got dragons and trolls and undead, necromancers, and gods that try to invade our plane of existence. I mean, yeah, they've got stuff like an evil government, but we literally had Nocturna invade. And Nocturna invaded the same time that gigantic sea slugs also tried to invade Somerset. So, like, ask yourself, and I'm curious, like, which do you guys think is more dangerous? The Elder Scrolls universe? Like, if you had to be put, no, don't do that, because everybody would pick the Elder Scrolls universe because it's more vibrant. If you had to think, which universe would I live longer in? Would you rather be inside of the Elder Scrolls universe or the Fallout universe? The most effective way to get event boxes is, it's to do what I'm doing right now, which is just being a short contained battle over resources. But just getting AP in any significant way will do it. If you're new and you don't want to go to Cyrodiil, Battlegrounds is definitely the most significant way to do it for event boxes. But like, I am currently capped right now. Like, my mailbox is full of reward boxes. That is true. You look at them, yeah, but like, don't imagine yourself as the protagonist. Imagine yourself as just like some random Joe Schmo without plot armor. Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, if you want to do something easy, I would suggest Battlegrounds. Like, it's just a nice, clean way to do it. Oh, I am streaming right now. live right now. I really wish I had my keyboard plugged into my Xbox. I always feel so goofy anytime I have to like type like a fool. Do you guys remember that, like, for the old 360, how you could have like a keyboard that went under your controller? That was so great for smack talking. Most people can learn magic in the Elder Scrolls universe, including restoration magic, but also, too, think about the fact that the majority of people inside of the the Skyrim or the Fallout universe are born into places like vaults. And, like, what's more dangerous? Like, living in the Elder Scrolls or living inside a Fallout vault? I guess, too, you could think of, like, what region are you in? Like, not all these regions are the same, right? Like, fucking living in Morrowind probably sucks. No offense to the Dark Elves, but, like, you have volcanoes, you have your gods that are constantly getting killed in front of you. That's got to be pretty dramatic. Imagine if Jesus was holding up a gigantic meteor and his power was stolen from him. Like, that would be pretty traumatizing. I'm just trying to use real-world examples. And so, like, if you look at the Skyrim map, right, there's only a few decent places. Like, imagine being born into Craglorn. Like, that's got to suck. Or a desert. That's just basically Fallout, but with worse creatures, depending on which part you're in. It's like, I don't know. Gosh dang it. I'm trying to look at the map. These people have no regard. Living in Morrowind is about the same as living in the Wasteland. And we haven't even talked about Black March. Like, if you were born anywhere over on this quadrant of the map, like, your life sucks. And same about elsewhere. I guess it depends on what era you're in, but either it's A, a desert, or B, it's a desert with dragons in it, which also sounds pretty bad as well. Like, yeah, you could be born into Somerset, but then Somerset gets invaded by Nocturna and Daedric princes, one of which is a gigantic evil spider lady. It does also depend on what race you are, too. That's another good point. I'm about to get bombed again because I'm trying to revive this poor boy. Oh, God. They're coming. Yeah, I think it would depend on what race you are. It also, too, like, depends on where you live. Like, I think era is probably the most important component into all of this. That's kind of, like, overlooked. Because if you're born a good race in a good time, you're probably all right, you know? But you could argue the same thing in the Fallout universe. So, like, what if you're born into that vault that became Vault City? Like, your life was pretty hunky-dory, too, you know? I mean, if you asked me, like, would I rather, like, even so, like, hear me out, chat. Would you rather be born in Black Marsh or live in Black Marsh as a non-Argonian, even an Argonian, or would you rather be in Fallout, Louisiana? So, do you want to be in the irradiated version of Louisiana, or do you want to be in the evil, magical version of Louisiana? I guess to almost disprove my point, though, I think I would actually rather be in the Elder Scrolls universe at that point, because if I can learn magic, at least I have some sort of chance. Because you can only imagine what would you rather have magic or power armor, though? Like, let's say, would you rather be in the Dark Brotherhood or the Mages Guild, you know? Like, or not the Dark Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Steel. Like, if you are in the Pridwin, your life's probably doing pretty decently, you know, all things considered. But if you are some random Joe Schmo in Fallout, Louisiana, your life's probably not it's not going to be a good life for you. These are the thoughts that I have when I'm trying to fall asleep at night. Like, would I rather be in Black Marsh, or would I rather be in Louisiana, the Fallout universe? This is just what I think about, you know? These are hard questions. I always look at the average life expectancy, and you see a lot more old people, I feel, in the Fallout universe. That was the determining factor for me as, like, why I would rather be in the like, why I think that you would live longer in the Fallout universe. But I think that the Elder Scrolls universe is not only more vibrant, but it's probably more fun. but I feel like it's more risky than people give it credit for too. You know, like I think people forget that there's like literal gods that like just try to fuck with you for fun every day. Like you know, Fallout has like gator claws. Granted, that's a great point, but you also have like this, you know, gigantic, almost standing up alligator named Molag Bal who shoots down chains that invade your whole realm of existence using demons, and that's like pretty not cool. Like imagine your house was like next to a place like a field, and then you know an anchor comes down. Like that's just gonna demean the value of your property. You know, like you're not gonna be pretty happy. You know, you build your whole life, you invest in your home, you become a homeowner in the Elder Scrolls universe. Boom, demons on your doorstep. Like that's just not ideal. Like at least in the Fallout universe, like Gator Claws, you know, you can set up little turrets. You know, I've played the Settlement Builder. You set up little turrets around, you probably be safe. As just some random guy, imagine you and there's just some Daedric prince fucking with it. You're like, gosh, dang it, Molag Bal's at it again, or you know, Maroon's Dagon. Gosh, dang it, just leave me alone. Like the problems in the Elder Scrolls universe are like real. Like Alduin is literally an example of like a dragon that was trying to destroy reality. Like, granted, dropping nukes, not great, but you know, dragon destroying all of reality is also pretty not cool. Also, I've been inspired by the conversation because I watched a video like comparing like universes, and one was like the Elder Scrolls universe and another universe. But then what really interested me was they were comparing the Warhammer universe to Destiny's universe. I was like, you know, sometimes like, you know, when you think about it, the universes really aren't that much different. Like even if you compared like Warhammer Age of Sigmar to our current day Elder Scrolls Online, it's not too different with like magic, dangers, you know, stuff like that. Literally reality ending events like, you know, Alduin is literally destroys reality all the time. Oh, did you guys see that leak, by the way, that basically confirmed that Elder Scrolls 6 was going to happen inside of Hammerfell? Like, some artist accidentally leaked, like, art footage or something, and it, like, confirmed Hammerfell. Now, everybody was just kind of like, yeah, we've known that for, like, 5 years that it was going to take place in Hammerfell. Could you just release the game, please? That's how I feel. Like, could we just have the game? That's all I want. Like, imagine we were playing Elder Scrolls 6 right now. Like, that would just be... I don't know if you guys ever played, like at what point in your lives you guys ever played, like, you know, your first Elder Scrolls game. I assume that, you know, you have a positive experience with it because you know, you're here. You know, you enjoy Elder Scrolls games to some extent, but man, those first moments in games like Skyrim, Oblivion, those were, like, true RPG moments that, like, I just feel like I'll never have again. And I really hope that I have those again inside of Skyrim, because even Fallout 4, I was kind of like, alright, like, this is cool. But it didn't hit me the same like Fallout 3 did, or Oblivion did, or Skyrim did, you know? That's what I was hoping for. It was a little bit more RPG-esque type stuff inside of those. I will say a really good underrated RPG that got overshadowed by Baldur's Gate, Warhammer Rogue Trader. Fantastic RPG. If you're into that like XCOM style combat, but you still want a game that has really good RPG elements, it's great. Ron, are you just counting down the time so you can leave? What are you? You gonna meet me at the movie theater? Ron's not here for the discussion between the universes. He just wants his Osbro crown crates. He just wants his four crown gems, then he's out. Thank you guys again, by the way. We are hovering between 70 and 80. That is true. I will be leaving. I mean, I still have some decent time. I'll have like 40 minutes left. I'm not somebody who gets to the movie theater early. Although I like bought a coffee one time because I was like really tired because I also worked I worked like third shift, and I went to a movie, and I bought like a large coffee from like McDonald's or something, and And then I realized I was like walking into a movie theater with it, and I was like, "Can I bring this in?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can bring anything in." And I was like, "Really? You can bring like food in too?" They're like, "Yeah, it's just walk in with it. We don't care. There's no rules that say you can't bring your own food in." And that in that moment, I realized that everything that I had ever snuck in to a movie theater was a waste. You know, I had realized that using, the jail wallet was not needed. You could have just walked it in. You could have just taken your, McDonald's four for fours from Wendy's, just walked in with it. You could just been like, "Hey, just bringing this in." They'd be like, "All right, cool." They just would have let it happen. They don't care. Yeah, I am 6'5". You guys can't tell from a sitting position how tall I am. If you ever go to any Elder Scrolls event, which by the way, the next one will be in DC, I will be there because I can actually drive to DC like relatively quickly. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Now, there may be some movie theaters out there that have these weird rules, but I've now been to at least 3 where I have just walked food through it ever since that revelation. Now, and I've never seen a movie theater that said like no food or drink allowed. Like I've been to stadiums before, like sports stadiums that say that, but I have never seen a movie theater like that, but I've always snuck the food in. I've literally always thought that I was like committing fraud or something. I don't know. Like that I was going to get arrested one day. The weirdest movie experience I had is I was like walking out of a movie theater early because I had to like run to the bathroom, and they were like, "Hey, was that your film equipment that we took?" And I was like, "No, I just run into the bathroom real quick, and then I'm gonna go back out." And they were like, "Okay." I should have been like, "Yeah, that was me. Can I have my film equipment back?" Then I just dipped out with it. Sorry about that, fellas. Won't happen again. Ah! Those little silly Arcanist builds. How's it going, Simon? Well, I don't know why, Simon, your chat popped up in the YouTube chat, but didn't pop up here. We're just gonna refresh. Oh! Just accidentally closed my monitor. Alright. Hopefully YouTube's chat's reset. It boggles my mind. I pay like $20 a month, right? For this Streamlabs gobbledygook, right? And it's not even good. Like, it's not even good. And I pay $20 a month for it. I mean, it's like 18 something or some other random denomination, but I'm like, it's just ain't worth it. I play goalkeeper. I've played right back as well, but you don't have a good goalkeeper. The most a movie theater can do to you for bringing in your own food is ban you from their business. That's true too. Like, it's not like a crime to bring in food unless you like trying to food poison somebody. Like, if some Karen steals your spot and she's allergic to peanuts and you start throwing the peanuts at her or something, like, bringing food is not an inherent crime. It's like when I used to work at Walmart, when I was 19, not to flex, but I was a supervisor. I used to wear the yellow vest and tell you guys that you were all thieves when would try to steal from my self checkouts. Because they don't tell you this, right? Walmart is very smart in that if your Walmart is stolen from, it actually comes out of your bonus. Walmart gives a lot of bonuses to employees based on a lot of factors about, all the fruity stuff, like, are the customers happy? All that other random shit, and like how much stuff's getting stolen. So you're actually directly incentivized to not let people steal from your store by them giving you these bonuses. And I would catch thieves all the time, and it was annoying because I was like, "Ma'am, I need this bonus. Please don't steal." And she was like, "I need to steal to eat." And I was like, "I need you to not steal for my bonus." Like we were both broke. Like, I do not miss working at Walmart. Those were dark times. I also oftentimes worked third shift, so literally my whole job was just keep people from stealing, which is also why Walmart is no longer open overnight, is because literally more stealing happens overnight than I think even sales do some days. People will just try to walk out with whole shopping carts. Like, it's ridiculous. And people are kind of smart too nowadays. They'll do it in areas that they're You know, like they'll go to a Walmart that they've never been to before, steal from there, and then never return. Walmart will constantly catch people who routinely steal, and the problem with that is like, if you've ever stolen from a Walmart, I'm going to tell you all a secret right now, so buckle in. If you've ever stolen from a Walmart, there's a decent chance that they caught you, but you haven't stolen enough to where it was to be enough that they cared enough to report it. So if you went back and stole again, they might have every pack of Skittles you've ever stolen in your whole life just on record. I know a lady, she was charged, and she was like, well, I only stole this, and you know, because she was charged, I think, with a felony, because it's like, if you steal over $1,000, it's a felony, and, you know, Walmart, or, you know, the police were like, well, you stole this much this time, but they also have you stealing all of these other times as well, and, yep, they'll get you like that. So just be careful. Or do the opposite, steal just a little bit to where they don't care, and then just move on, you know? Just never steal again. Just get your one and done. I also, this is all a joke, YouTube and Twitch. I don't know what your rules are on this. I've been doing good, though, Dottie. I played Cyrodiil for the first time and got to 12th on the leaderboard in 2 hours. Well, good job, Bobby. Don't stress about leaderboards, though. I always tell people, like, don't stress about things like that, because it's going to be pretty competitive, and I don't need any of you guys stressing yourself to sleep at night. You know, I don't want you waking up in a cold sweat like I've been knocked off the Battlegrounds leaderboard. Don't worry about it. The important part of this event, from my perspective, is for people to have fun and just get good rewards. Like, that's really the key pieces of doing this event. I am in Quagmire, which unfortunately the queue to get into Quagmire is like, Eric, are you still here? Or Rambo, you still here? It's like 4 hours. I had someone stare in me in the eyes and steal something and walk out working retail. Yeah, they'll do that. But if any of you guys are in Quagmire, join your group though. They have gotten people from stealing, or they have gotten people for stealing from ringing up their own items, and they were glitches in the system, the wrong items up. Yeah, I mean, I will be fully transparent. I have had a lot of people try to use that excuse when they would steal from the self-checkout. They would, like, put different stickers on stuff. Or what people do is they will, and this can screw people up too, is they'll try to, like, put markers on the backs of certain things, like merchandise. That way it comes up as a different item, or it rings up, you know, it'll say, like, invalid item, and then they just put it in their bag. The problem, too, is sometimes they will do that. They'll switch out the stickers, and then they'll put the item back, because they might think that they're being followed or tailed and whatnot, and then other people might try to buy those items. It's unfortunate. Yeah, retail theft was really annoying when I worked in retail. And I worked in retail a long time ago, before it was controversial, so this is not a political take. This is just a take of, like, it was really annoying, because I really wanted to eat. But the best story that I have about merchandise theft was when I worked at Kmart, and just buckle in, everybody, because this one is fantastic. So, I used to work at Kmart, and Kmart sold everything. If you're not familiar with Kmart, because you were born after the year 2005, it's basically what Walmart is if Walmart was poorer and trashier. It used to be the biggest and baddest retail store, and it basically went bankrupt, but they kept all their stores open, and they just kept the vibe of bankruptcy going. And I used to work in electronics. Now, next to electronics, there were like furniture, appliances, stuff like that. And there was a row of air conditioning units. And on a hot summer day, this dude walks into our store, this big guy. He's bigger than I am, and I'm 6'5", and he's muscular. He walks over to the ACs, and he rips them off. He rips one off of the tag. Like, so he pulls it from the cord. Doesn't even, like, try to untangle it. Just rips it straight out and walks outside. My assistant manager, bless his heart, because, you know, his bonuses are tied to, you know, people stealing. You know, and Kmart also gave you a bonus if you stopped theft. That actually would give you some money. Give you like a portion of the value of the item. He like walks. He's like, sir, you haven't paid for that. You haven't paid for that. And the guy calmly sets down the AC unit, picks up my manager, my assistant manager, and pins him against the wall and says, "This is my AC unit now." And then he walks home. He didn't drive there. He literally just walked into a residential area because it was like a highway, and then on one side, like big box stores, and on the other side, it was like houses. And he just walks home. And it was the greatest story I've ever seen. That poor guy. To be fair, my manager was like 5'7". So, I mean, most of you watching could probably pin him against the wall. He probably weighed like 150 pounds, if that. So, any of you guys could have done the same thing to him. He did earn the AC unit. I think it's like one of those Mr. Beast challenges. Like, if you walk into a Kmart, and mind you, like, those cords that, like, connect, like, the, I don't know what you would call them, like, the show models to the walls, like, they're not weak. If you could just rip one of those out, like, you deserve it. And then you walk home with it. Like, that's you know, you've done more work than most employees at Kmart. Because working at Kmart had taught me that the 2-hour lunch break, you know, so a lot of people, what you do is if you want a 2-hour lunch break, you know, getting ready for lunch, you can start by going to the bathroom, you know, take a 15-minute bathroom break. Then you leave the store to go buy your food at McDonald's, Subway, whatever's nearby. You know, for us, that was McDonald's or was Subway nearby. You go, you buy your food, then you come back, talk with your friends, maybe buy some stuff from the store because you get a discount. Maybe buy yourself a lemonade, something nice, you know, something for the road. Then you go, sit down. Then you clock out for lunch. So then your 30 minutes begins. Then you clock back in after your 30 minutes is up. Then you go back to the bathroom because, you know, you've just been, you know, you just ate lunch. You have to. I did not actually have a Little Caesars in my Kmart. My Kmart is now bankrupt, and I don't even know how it survived from where it was. That's how you can take a 2-hour lunch on 30 minutes. Didn't the joke used to be dress nice and carry a clipboard and they'll let you walk anywhere you want to take almost anything? It used to be a test for bank security. Exactly. All Kmarts are gone, I think. That's true. So part of my job, obviously, is to go to part of my job right now is to go to like formal places, hospitals, prisons, doctors' offices, people's houses. I'm trying to think of some other weird places I've gone, court, yada yada. I went to an inpatient facility. For those of you who don't know, inpatient facilities are locked down facilities for people who have psychiatric problems. So people who are suicidal and homicidal. And I walked in, and you have to, to get in, you have to, hold the phone and then say, hey, you know, can so-and-so come meet me? And somebody I didn't recognize comes out, and I'm dressed in, a nice blue shirt, khaki pants, and I've got my badge on. And then this lady just, lets me in, and I'm like, oh, she must be, the person to come get me. No, she just walks through. She was just holding the door open for me because she thought I was a staff member. And then I got stuck in an in-between hallway for 20 minutes. Just sitting there well, this sucks. That's the problem when you dress formally and then you have to then go to places that are not your office. You go to every other office in the world. And you're dressed so formally that you're just oh, I can, you think that I work here, but I don't. One time I went to a nursing and rehabilitation center, and then this lady was yelling at me because she wanted me to take her to the bathroom. I was meeting with a very specific person there for a very specific reason, and I'm talking to her, and I guess she thought that I was a staff nurse or something, or whatever position that they have there. And she was like, take me to the bathroom, sir, you, snapping her finger, you, hey, sir, hey. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I told her I don't work there, and she was like, well, can you still take me anyway? I was like, I don't get paid enough to do what I do right now, ma'am. So Land Mana, it's actually very simple, right? The 30 minutes only starts when you clock in. So just take a 2-hour lunch break on 30 minutes. What you do is you start with a bathroom break. Then you go get your food. Get your food, come back, then buy maybe a drink or something from your store. I used to work at Kmart. Granted, this was when I was a teenager. Then you buy, your drinks and stuff, walk around, talk to your friends. Then you clock out for lunch. Then you clock back in for lunch. You go to the bathroom again, play on your phone, ignore your assistant manager. Then you go back out onto the floor. I don't encourage this work ethic, by the way. And as a social worker now, I don't use this work ethic. I actually work a lot, which is why my streams are usually late because something crazy will happen and I'm stuck in the field. But when I worked in retail, I was a different person who had no sympathy for my boss who did nothing, because being an assistant or store manager is probably the easiest job I've ever seen. I would constantly go into their office and they were always just sitting on their phone doing nothing. I will say, though, the funnest job to work in retail is asset protection. Catching thieves while dressed as a plain store customer and watching cameras, that's actually pretty fun. And I'm not playing in a group just because I can't stay for too long tonight. So this is more of just kind of like a go to Cyrodiil, experience some things, and then I'm going to go watch the Deadpool movie. But Saturday will be a big live stream, big juicy live stream, long. Because right now we're up to 96 viewers, and I have to leave in 30 minutes. It always hurts. Anyone saw Todd the God revealed that he created the High Elves? He typed Alt plus Myrrh. Jake, love you, Bo. Thank you, Charisma. It's Jake Clips inspired. I guarantee you it is. The only annoying thing is anytime I go to a family function, they always ask me for dad jokes now, and it's pretty painful sometimes. I don't know if any of you have ever had to explain to 50 to 70-year-olds what the Elder Scrolls Online is to people who've never played video games, and then you have to explain what Twitch and YouTube is, and then you have to explain what streaming is, and then you have to explain that people watch streams, and then you have to explain why people watch streams, and it kills me a little bit inside every time. Although I know my dad watches my live stream sometimes, so if he's here watching, I love explaining it to all of them, I promise. It never gets old. They can ask me the same questions 1,000 times. I promise, it's so fun. If you are watching here too, please remember to hit the like button. Actually, I don't even know what Twitch has. Does Twitch have a like button? I unfortunately neglect Twitch every time I stream to it. It's just like that love child that I always hate. I'm like, ugh, Twitch. You're never what YouTube is. It's like how every parent has a favorite child, but they just never say it. Mine's Twitch. Twitch is the not favorite child, even though there's 70 of you on it right now, and I love that. It's still a love-hate relationship. Why did the Khajiit miss his train to Eldenroot? Because I was gonna say something like that, because he was occupied elsewhere. I was gonna say because he ended up elsewhere. I was so close. So you really gonna come visit if I buy a tribute clue? Because that might be worth it. Gosh. Listen, tribute clues are just goofy, Like, they have boosted the rewards to Tales of Tribute so much that there's just no need, There's no need to waste, like, archival fortunes. And plus, maybe because I hate farming archival fortunes and Tales of Tribute, so the odds of me farming one to help the other, it hurts my soul. I don't even know where we are in the process of things right now. But I do thank you guys all for coming. I know this is actually like an hour earlier than I wanted, and not the same time, not as much action as I had hoped for, and I hate having to leave. But I think Twitch drops will still be enabled on Saturday. Hopefully, if we stream for long enough, we'll be goated with the sauce, as the kids say. I'm actually not even a Twitch affiliate or whatever the higher one is. I'm like a Twitch novice, whatever they call it. My biggest hatred of Twitch is, I'll tell you, I'm just gonna project here. Why I hate Twitch. Watch everything for me, guys. I'm switching screens. I'm looking at my Twitch screen right now. Just start screaming if I'm getting attacked. So like, we've got a lot of viewers right now, but we are below people who have 7 viewers, 50 viewers, 13 viewers, 29 viewers, and I'm not spiteful, but like, I don't understand. Like, how do I get to the second row of Twitch? Why am I on the 5th row of Twitch when the people on the second row have like 10 viewers? What am I doing wrong? Do I need to like put special tags in like my description to like attract viewers? Like, will that work? Which is why I appreciate all of you finding my Twitch even more fantastical, because I don't understand how you do it, because I'm like the 5th row down. You literally have to pass, like, there's a guy doing a fishing stream, which I highly respect, mind you. Some dude saying Midyear Mayhem, ugh, and then just going fishing. Fantastic. I love that. But I'm like, why is he higher than me? What am I doing wrong? Like, how do they do this? That's my rant on Twitch. On YouTube though, it's like, oh, you like this creator? They're streaming. Here's their stream for you. Go watch it. And you're like, thank you, YouTube. Fishing is greater than dad jokes. I could be fishing right now. I'm pretty sure there are fishing holes in Cyrodiil. Wouldn't that be funny? Midyear Mayhem PvP stream, and I'm like over here fishing. Like, I don't know if we would retain the same amount of viewers. We probably would, because there's not a whole lot happening right now anyway. I've like my elbow got cut yesterday. So did my knee. It's just driving me insane. Never play on turf. Turf it just hurts. Play on grass. It just feels so much better hitting dirt and grass versus turf. You guys should go check out the fishing spots while there's all this lull in action. Let's go take a look at this lake, you know? Might as well, you know? Wonder what kind of bait we're working with here, you know? Ain't nothing happening over here anyway. Might as well, you know? There's an elf. I love that mount, by the way. That purpley one just looks so cool. If it helps, I was gonna watch on YouTube, but the allure of drops was too strong. Oh no, I totally get that. I would too. I just don't. It's not that I don't. I like that you guys find the Twitch, right? It's just like I don't like how Twitch decides how people should find. I was just trying to go check out the lakes. Oh, my health recovery is fucking terrible with this. I'm being chased by a Spriggan too. Is that Spriggan still alive? That's the better question. You happy with yourself? Just wanted to go over and check this lake. I'm gonna go do it again. I need to use a stamina food too for this build. I'm fucking using a buff food that doesn't even give me anything helpful. Yeah, I have health recovery. I have no health recovery because I'm a fucking stage 4 vampire. There's no way I can decrease my vampirism without leaving Cyrodiil, which is kind of annoying. Is there a way you can build your vampirism though without just drink? I mean, I know that there's NPCs. Yeah, but wouldn't the food take you back down to 1? Or does it work where it would, Yeah, but doesn't that take you all the way back down to 1? I want to get to 3. Is there any way to get to 3? Alright, is there any fish over here? What do we got? But I need a smoked bear haunch, which I think I might be able to actually make. I could try to go respawn and try to make some. That might be helpful, because then at least gives me stam recovery, because that's what's kind of bottlenecking. There's not even any water over here. I can't even fish while all this other stuff gets sorted out. Oh wait. Bubbles? No, it wasn't bubbles. This is what I feel like Cyrodiil is 90% of the time. A whole lot of fucking nothing. It's just like in between combat. What? Toxin, crop text, your mommy is very proud of you. Your daddy too. He'll be back with the milk soon. You can stop now. I don't even know what's going on. To be fair, I should leave in a little bit. I'm just flabbergasted at everything that's going on. I'm just like, oh, this is so goofy. I'll probably leave in about 14 more minutes. So that way I can hang with you guys 14 more minutes, make sure you guys get all your drops and whatnot. Yeah, that's why I wish that, like, there was a buff food that, like, dropped you up 1 or down 1. That way it was a little easier to finagle. What is happening in the chat? I have no idea. I'm still mad that that guy killed me. I'm still mad that I got debuffed like 80 times while still on my horse. Like, I just want to get to this point over here. I wonder if he's over here. There's no way he's over here still. I enjoy the Black Reach campaign a lot. I also enjoy the no what's it called? Oh, there's a bomber here. Tell me why that breaks line of sight. I'm literally tethered to you. That should not break. That same guy too. Now he's just running away. I do kind of like being able to sprint into invisibility. That is kind of nice. With the vampire furniture thing takes you up 1 or down 1. Well, I guess, well, let me rephrase that. The one vampire furniture, like, you just consume like a person. The fountain takes you down by one stage at a time. Who's this guy? I was just trying to bait that one guy into a fight. Maybe this guy into a fight. Oh my god, I whiffed. I whiffed the Dawnbreaker. I whiffed it. Is it Raven Watch? Is that the no CP one? I enjoy that one too because everyone's just not bulky. I kind of enjoy that where everyone just dies like very often. Is that Raven Watch? Is that one? I do want to thank you guys though for coming. I was watching a YouTube drama. I watch YouTube drama every so often, and I was watching a drama stream. And I was like, man, I pull more viewers than they do sometimes. So I was like, I love my community, and they don't drive me insane. I don't know if you guys are big into the locale live stuff and all the drama YouTubers. I watch it every so often, just because I like take notes, like how to not mess up on YouTube. Step one, don't run a crypto scam. Like step one, I'm like, all right, easy enough. Don't scam your audience with a crypto coin or NFTs. Boom, easy. Step two, don't lie about cancer. Also easy, like, man, this content creation stuff super easy. Step three, don't flirt with minors. Wow, this is the easiest checklist you could ever ask for. Just don't do these very basic things and you'll be fine. It's so simple, isn't it? It's always the ones you least expect, the Minecraft YouTubers. Tell me I'm wrong though. Like, and to be fair, there's quite a few people who have broken everything that I've just said, and they still just get let back with open arms. Like Ice Poseidon scammed his audience for like $500,000, and people still watch him to this day. Boogie2988 just got liar tattooed like on this part of his face after lying about having cancer, and boom, now he's gonna be let back into the community again. Kind of crazy. How's it going, Casper? And that's a good combination, Tarnished and Plague Break, just to do quests and stuff with. It's a good combo. Get ready to go watch the Deadpool movie here in a bit, though. So if you're just joining Casper, I will only got 8 minutes left in the tank. But Saturday will also be a drops enabled stream, and it'll be a long boy. Friday we've got our golden vendor review, and for some reason YouTube is just like uploaded 2 videos in one day. Are you crazy? It doesn't like it. Also, make sure that you eat your Colovium War Torts, or any of the War Torts, whatever thing that's in. Make sure you eat these bad boys. Leveling up your Alliance skill line is terrible. I have gotten so much AP, and I am only 46. To get all the way up is ridiculous. Oh, sorry, Sparks, your message got blocked. Sparks Visual says, "What a sack of shit! I'm fighting cancer right now, and that pissed me off for real." I agree with you. It's like ridiculous that people would lie about stuff like that. Also, don't know why that flagged. Usually, saying stuff like "shit pissed me off" is perfectly fine. YouTube's a bit weird when it like flags messages, so sorry about that. Thank you, Casper. I appreciate it. I actually thought about doing that one time where like we would watch a documentary together. I mean, you guys are here live. Do you ever have any thought about like watching like a we could do, I don't know what you guys would want. But I watch a lot of like Papa Meat and Papa Gut, and he like watches everything with his viewers. Like he plays games, like he'll watch like documentaries on like content creators. He's also watched like documentaries that are on YouTube, and he'll react to them. And I'm like, that seems like it'd be kind of fun. What's cool too is he still has like he plays World of Warcraft in the background, so it's like you're still. It'd be like right now if there was like a documentary on, and then we would stop it every so often to just be like, ooh, and then I give you my feedback. I can always give you really good feedback on like crime stuff. I am wearing a red shirt and shorts right now. Just it was hot outside. I feel like I could give really good feedback to on like CPS investigations and like crime stuff, because sometimes when I watch crime documentaries, like I get a little frustrated because like for example, one of the most common things is you'll hear is like somebody reported something, the police, weren't able to go in or do anything, and then nothing happened. Well, I think a lot of times what gets lost is that sometimes the police will file for things like warrants, and then the judge rejects them, and it's like, well, the police can't gain any more information besides what they submitted, and then if a judge rejects it, sometimes I think that that's their fault. Same with the district attorneys. Sometimes I think district attorneys deserve more fault. Like, it's sometimes people just blame the police when like they can't do something, and that kind of drives me insane a bit when I'm like looking at some of these documentaries, because they just absorb all of the blame for every role. The DA messes up, it's the police's fault. The judge messes up, it's the police's fault. And that kind of always bothered me a little bit. Red shirts from Star Trek don't go exploring any. I'll probably switch shirts anyway. This is just my comfy shirt that I just threw on. Sometimes I'm also mindful of the shirts that I wear, because like one day, like I have an ESO shirt that I wear sometimes for videos, but I'm like, I don't want to wear that, like, and I'll like put it on obviously before I'm about to start recording, and I like put it on 2 days in a row, and I'm like, what do people think that I wear the same shirt 2 days in a row? But then I'm like, I don't think people would think that I would just like wear an Elder Scrolls t-shirt to work. But then I'm like, but you never know what people will think. Maybe they think that I didn't go to work that day. Who knows? These are the intrusive thoughts that I have. My current boyfriend could bench press you. You're irrelevant. This is an interesting. And sometimes the zone chat drama is just real spicy. No real man wants a girl he's seen or married to on the internet for everyone to see. My current boyfriend could bench press you. He also could clap you in the game, lol. Once again, bragging about someone you're attached to is a weird flex. They're in front door. I like how one guy's like, hey guys, they're at the front door. And everybody else is like, my dad could beat up your dad. And then the other guy's like, well, I could seduce your dad. And then it just goes back and forth. It's kind of neat in that way. I do got to get ready to go here. I gotta get ready for the old movie. So I'm gonna log out. So whoever's in my queue spot is about to have a chubby, because they're probably gonna be they're gonna be ecstatic. Wait, because it said not log out game. Who am I fighting? Hey Jake, can you get Emp from the 7-day? So yeah, you get 7 days from it. I think, where am I in here? I guess I could look. I'm a 6th right now, but depending on how much I play on the weekend will determine how high I get, because there's going to be some people who are here day and night. I still have to go to work tomorrow. And I'm going to have to queue to do a golden vendor review. I'm going to have to like queue in like ahead of time, depending on how full these campaigns are. That's going to be crazy. I'll have to like sit in the queue and just twiddle my thumbs like, okay. Maybe we'll do the furnishing vendor second. And what I'll do is I'll sit in Cyrodiil and just wait for the golden to spawn. That way it's like I can actually review them. Why am I in combat? I'm trying to log off. My God. Sorry, fellas. This should end me. Oh, well, there we go. I didn't think. Have a wonderful day, sir. Well, thank you. And I promise, Neflar, I forgot to shout you out when it popped up, but I'll add you to the end credit. As with any new Twitch subs or YouTube memberships, you guys are fantastic. Thank you guys again all for coming. I'm going to log out here. Don't worry, I'm not like hustling to end. I'll still be able to see all your messages. So thank you guys all. Let's switch this to ending, though. Just trying to, like, I feel guilty. I don't want to just leave myself logged in AFK. Like, I want somebody to be able to take my spot because I know how competitive it is. May your endeavors go well and may be all increase in alliance points. Amen. All right, everyone. Thank you guys again. Exactly, Casper. Don't worry. It's just a respawn. Thank you guys again. I hope that you guys enjoy your evenings. I will be back tomorrow for our Golden Vendor review, and then we'll be doing a big stream on Saturday to go over, well, I need everything. It'll be a big old stream, drops enabled, and yeah, it'll be a good time. If you have questions, put them in the comments or save them for the live stream, drop them in the Discord.